going on, guys? Butterbar here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a good day today. I have to say, man, it's always nice to see Titanfall 2 trending. Every now and then you get to see Titanfall 2 trending, sometimes not for a good reason. I know the DDoS thing is still kind of bothering some people every now and then on PC, but we actually have some good news, and this is actually one thing that we talked about several days ago. Just now, the recently, like IGN and other gaming article and you know, companies are actually picking up on it, but there's been a large increase in the player base, at least on PC, when it comes to Titanfall 2, and it's actually one thing that I know my brother Iniquity was talking about when it was saying that 18,000 people were playing on PC, and that's amazing. That's great to see. There are more people coming into it and actually getting their hands on it, maybe for possibly the very first time, or actually returning to play the game. I'm going to go over this IGN article and kind of talk to you guys about the reason why Titanfall 2 is trending and some of the reasons why on Steam is they're seeing that such a large increase in how many people are playing. I think they said it's like 650% or something like that is an increase of how many new players are coming to play Titanfall 2. Now, there's a lot of different reasons. Even in this article, it talks about Apex Legends being one of the main drivers of new players or returning players into Titanfall 2. With the introduction of Valkyrie, who's the daughter of Viper, who is a kind of a fan favorite villain in the Titanfall 2 game. But it is nice to know that some people are coming into this game, possibly the very first time, or returning and remembering how good of a game it is, or people that are playing it for the very first time. You know, for us OGs, you know, back in the day when this game got released, 2016, 5 years ago, it was released between Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1, and as you know, a lot of people were trying to pick between one game or the other, and Titanfall 2 kind of fell in that middle where it's like people either spent their money on Infinite Warfare, they spent their money on Battlefield 1, game studios between EA and DICE, or was it Infinity War that made Infinite Warfare, that they were going between, but Titanfall 2 is in that middle spot where not too many people got a chance to play it. But with the success that Apex Legends has been getting, with Valkyrie coming, with a little bit of that legacy is what you know, Respawn's trying to build with Apex Legends, with some of the Titanfall content that they're wanting to bring. It's interesting. It's really cool to see that a game that we all know and love and been really enjoying, and we want to bring more people into this player base, is something that is actually really cool to see with the increased amount of players being introduced. Now, we'll say this before we get into this article. One thing that is still kind of a downside between the entire thing was seeing it in the amount of players being put onto Steam. You know, a lot of people playing it, you know, for the very first time on PC. We are still dealing with that DDoS issue from time to time. I know Iniquity has been, you know, been working with this mod that he got from Twitter, from one of the Twitter users, which I posted in my previous video. But it's still one thing that we're still dealing with, and hopefully Respawn comes up with some type of resolution to be able to fix Titanfall 2 and Titanfall 1 to where we're able to play them without the laggy servers. But let's get into this. Let's get into this article. So the article for IGN is why Titanfall 2 player counts are suddenly hitting new highs on Steam. So Titanfall 2 is seeing a huge resurgence on Steam with more active players than when the game launched on the platform. Now this is Steam. This is talking about PC. Now, not talking about when the game first launched back in 2016, because when this game launched on 2016, I believe it was on Origin, and it just recently, last summer, when it actually became available on Steam. So just kind of giving that little caveat. But the player base has skyrocketed to 650% just in the past 2 days. Now, this article was actually made 2 days ago. So, you know, 25th, 26th, and to the 27th. So, according to SteamDB, the average daily peak of active players over the last 30 days is 6,815. That's up 1,940 daily users in March, which is a gain of 500%. It's crazy, man. It's really good. And even to see this chart on here, and hopefully you guys are able to see it too. I need to post it on here if I'm not. But you can see the increase in players and decrease between different things. And I'm imagining this is with the launch of Apex Legends content and why you see some increases here and there. But man, you had this gigantic spike in April towards May. That, man, it is crazy to see that, you know, over 15,000 players were on Steam playing this game at one time. So the game has more players now than when it originally came to Steam last summer, 4 years after the game's original release. Titanfall 2's previous peak was 13,603 players on a single day on January 28, 2020. Sunday, 16,974 players checked in on into Titanfall 2 on Steam. Now, again, like I said, there were several days ago where Iniquity posted there were 18,000 players playing Titanfall 2. And I'll say this, I got a couple of games in on PC. It did not take very long at all to find a lobby. At least on attrition, it didn't take too long. If you maybe played the other game modes, it might have been a little bit. But at least for us OG players, people have been playing Titanfall 2 for a very long time. We remember back in the day where it didn't take very long to find a lobby, but as the game has gotten on with age, as more other games have come out, people are going to different things, we know exactly how long it takes to get into a lobby, and sometimes it can take quite a long time. But with this increase of players on PC, it's definitely nice to see that some of the time that it actually takes to find a lobby has decreased a lot with, close to 18,000 and plus playing the game on PC. So prior to the spike, Titanfall 2's popularity on Steam was pretty consistent, with average player counts between 2,000 and 3,000 during the most months since last August. Now again, that's a very average player count, especially when it comes to PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. It might, depending on whatever console it might be, Xbox and PC or PlayStation 4, it might be, plus or minus, because, on the PlayStation 4, it had free to play for a certain amount of time, with the PlayStation Plus. Xbox really hasn't done that, but I'll also say this too, on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4, there have been deals. There have been amazing deals. Even in this, we'll get into this, into this, this really good, price cut on Titanfall 2, at least when it comes to Steam. Seeing on PlayStation 4, seeing on Xbox, seeing on PC, where price cuts or even free to play has been one thing that's definitely helped a lot when it comes to increasing the player base for Titanfall 2, and definitely helps with matchmaking and whatnot. So as for what led to this spike, a recent sale could explain the rapid increase in players. The weekend of April 17th, Titanfall 2 was 70% off on Steam. So again, that's a big contributor on why people might be playing it for the very first time, or like myself and so many others, you have it on PC, you have it on Xbox, you have it on PlayStation 4. Damn, if it came to the Switch, I'd probably get it on the Switch too. But that's at least one thing that's helped out quite a bit, was that price decrease and people getting it on sale. But it goes into this: Apex Legends is almost certainly a factor in explaining the Titanfall 2 sudden surge in popularity, with Season 9 of the Respawn's Battle Royale juggernaut, which features a ton of Titanfall 2 Titanfall coming back to the game one way or another. Now, yes, some Titanfall stuff is coming to Apex. I'm not saying that there wasn't already, like the weapons and stuff like that and some of the abilities. But I guess the lore is coming to Apex Legends. But honestly, as somebody that has been around this series and have been around, from Titanfall 1 to Titanfall 2, I'm looking at Apex Legends and going, hopefully there's more. Like this one, hopefully there's more Titanfall content coming to Apex Legends, but at least with what it's shown, that's a nice appetizer, but is there anything else? So hopefully we get to see more. So Respawn said that Titanfall fans have some really cool stuff to look forward to in the upcoming seasons, which could mean new and experienced players alike are jumping back into Titanfall 2 to prepare for Apex's upcoming season. Apex Legends takes place within the same universe as Titanfall, 30 years after the events of Titanfall 2. And that's one thing that a lot of people have been asking for. Hey, we want Titanfall 3. Hey, we want more of what we got to experience in Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2 with the gameplay, since Apex Legends is 30 years later. But even in this, they don't even say that we're not getting a Titanfall 3. But as for potential Titanfall 3, fans of the franchise will likely have to get their fix through Apex moving forward. Respawn says in 2019 they are not working on a third entry. Reports said that Titanfall 3 was in development at one point, but the studio shifted its focus to Apex Legends after EA required Respawn. So, yeah. So it's great news. It's cool to see that there's so many new players coming to Titanfall 2. Look, it's an amazing game. Depending on, whatever you want, whether you want to fly through the air like so many people like Iniquity and so many others that grapple. I can't grapple. I like to cloak, man. I like to hide, move through the shadows, my fat ass trying to move around with my mistress, my Spitfire, which some people, don't bash my Spitfire. Everybody knows me. I'm like the the exemption to the rule, where people don't bash me so much for using the Spitfire and cloak because they know I'm moving around, not like people that hide off in the distance using Spitfire and Cloak. But come on, man, don't bash me. I ain't down. But it's cool to see that there's a lot of people coming to Titanfall 2. A lot of people are coming into it, whether you're playing the campaign for the very first time, playing the multiplayer, or even playing Frontier Defense. It's great to see so many new players coming to Titanfall 2 for people that have been around this game for so long. Like I said, it's gonna turn 5 years old this year. So it's cool. Hopefully we continue to see growth with new players coming into it. And the long-term goal, and I know this is one thing that Respawn has said previously, is that they don't plan on making a Titanfall 3. However, hopefully with renewed interest in Titanfall 2 and the Titanfall series, hopefully that nudges them just a little bit into the future of the Titanfall franchise, and putting something into a Titanfall 3, especially with new consoles coming out. So, I don't know. That's at least my little optimism about it. Hopefully it pushes them in a good direction when it comes to expanding the franchise of the Titanfall series. But it is cool nonetheless to see that there's new players coming in, and at least on PC, you're going into 5 digits, so that's pretty sweet. So anyway, guys, just wanted to give you guys my opinion about it, talk about it, let you guys know about it. And if you are new to Titanfall 2, welcome, and I hope you enjoy the multiplayer, you enjoy the campaign, and get some time in Frontier Defense and see if you like that. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please have a great rest of the day. Get them guns, man. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.